Evening, everyone. How are you? Oh, what a day that has been. Proper full-on koi weekend again. And I've got to say, I just love it. I just absolutely love it. And these Nogami fish, wowzers. So been sat on this little rocket for a while, and yeah, kept it proper quiet, didn't I? Why not? Why not? So I've got all the information. Hopefully you saw the live stream earlier, albeit it was in 3 parts in the end. Thanks to some random lapse in streaming. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, but it is what it is. It's all there. You can watch all 3 parts. I'll make sure everything you'll need to know or possibly want to know is in the description below as well. Link to the website where the fish are going to be. They're going to be dropped on the Koi Online website. It's either going to be while I'm doing this or after I've done this. I'm not sure. It won't be long though. And yeah, there's links to the 3 videos there as well in case you haven't seen them already. I've got all the videos of the different sets here to share with you. Obviously, answer any questions around it. It's basically 2 Growout events for the Kohaku at 2 price points, 2 offerings to make it more accessible, broaden it out to everybody because it's a great chance for everyone. And then I've got that batch of Tanchos, which are rather cool as well. So very happy with that. I've also, just for a bit of fun, because I said there's a particular client's Nogami Tancho I said I was going to share. I've got a video of that. There's a video I've been sharing that's, of course, a picture, sorry. It's just fucking filth. It epitomizes Nogami Kohaku, Summit Chronic. And, because I don't mind embarrassing myself, I've been digging through the archives and I've got 3 rather incriminating pictures. These are the sort of pictures that you'd expect my mum to be pulling out to try and embarrass me. So it just goes to show Nogami's been a big part of my life, the same as Fujio and the guys at NND and a couple of others. And it's quite nice actually looking back. So got a bit of those. And actually it just reminded me because I was looking in a particular folder where I know where it was. And it's funny because these pictures, I'd pulled one out of my first work experience trip when I was 16. And not only was I sharing that story with someone the other day and look back and now I've got kids, Arthur's 10. And to think that in 6 years from now, he might, if he was to do the same, he'd be finishing school and just fucking off to other side of the world, navigating Tokyo train station, not really speaking any more than 3 words of Japanese, and hopefully ending up at Nagaoka. I mean, does it not just need, in 2026, does that not just seem fucking bonkers? And that was the general gist of that, which is quite, it's madness really, isn't it? Absolute madness. I just didn't even, it didn't even faze me in the slightest. I was just gone. I'd been waiting for 3 years since I'd met Fujo to do it after he'd dangled carrot. So there were no stopping me. And then, yeah, the bit that really, as I was just looking through the picture archive, then I thought, fucking hell, I was useless taking pictures because I was that engrossed in what I was doing at the time. It was, you know, I kept forgetting, and it was a digital camera back then as well, no phone, little digicam I had. And I think if I remember right, because it just made me think, like, even the particular pictures I took, some were for reference, but I know I actually funded that trip back when I was 16 through the magazine work that I was doing. So I don't know if anybody knew, I used to write in both Koi Carp and Koi magazine from being 15, 16, I think. I was publishing on a really regular basis, and it was the money from those magazine pieces that funded my ticket to get me there for that trip, which it's all a madness really when you think about it. But let's say complete and utter determination. It was happening, and even back then I had to get the time off work, so I'd started work at my dad's shop straight away. So yeah. Doug says, I don't think you need your mum's photos to embarrass yourself when you go to the pub as a teenager and order a Bailey's, Ricky-san. Like I said, don't fucking care. Anyway, now I've said it, let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these pictures. I don't know how these will come up. So this one, that was first trip with Fujo after I'd arranged all the contact with him. He was guiding us around there, so you can see him there on the left, Nogami in the background. As we're looking at that picture, to the right is my dad, and to the left is actually Bob from Kagura Aquatics down in Cornwall, who used to come along with us back then as well. And yeah, this was, I mean, Fujo was such a big promoter of me, having had to spend a couple of days with me back then, the fascination with the age. So he, Nogami, those two were really good friends. Fujo's original koi house was literally just on the other side of the street. So they used to work and collab a lot together. And Nogami, yeah, it was a big one. And he was, even then, as we come out of that fish house at that time, he was the first person who gave me a masterclass in handling fish. And it was just everything started to come together on that trip. Koi says, that's mad to think that is 3 years older. Yes, than when Leo. 3 years older than Leo are to go to the other side of the world on your own. I know. So that was that one. And then I don't know which one's more embarrassing here. I think, if I remember right, this one was after the first work experience trip. So I was 16. This is the one when I was 16, and it's bonkers, isn't it? Absolute bonkers. You see Hisato-san and Chikara there on the left. I'd actually spent, I think, 2 or 3 nights at Nogami's house. Just bonkers. I mean, these people to me back then as well were like absolute celebrities. It's just insanity. And that's what got me thinking about that trip, because I was looking for pictures of the time I'd spent with them and I couldn't find any. So yeah, cheers, Doug. Handsome chat, Ricky. What happened? Koi business got to me, mate. And then, I mean, these two guys are just too cool for school, eh? So that was the year after when I been back in the summer, I think, and that was, or it might have been that one. Anyway, Kohaku selection, me there with Chikara, and I mean, God, he still cracks me up now. It's just like he's becoming more serious. His first child just been born, and I think finally he must be a stressful career, Koi, as you look fucked now. Cheers, Johnny. I agree, mate. I agree. Sick of people thinking I'm fucking 45. But yeah, there it is. And Chikara didn't speak any English back then. I spoke absolutely naff all Japanese, but we just got on with it and enjoyed. His dad mutters a few words here and there, so it helped us get through. But serious, I can't stress enough how much of a serious farm this guy is for the scale of it, and how revered he is amongst his peers in Japan, honestly. So that's amazing. And then to be back there this summer, as you probably saw in the videos, with took me son off there. I don't want to do that. Back there doing the Kuro-sen, you know, just strolling around like it's a nothing in the world where these guys they are the celebs, aren't they? And just to be there almost like one at family was yeah, phenomenal. I never take that shit for granted. So enough of that incriminating stuff. You've done quite well there. I think you've been quite refrained in the comments. So well done, guys. Well done. Let's just have a look at a bit of filth there, because this is the one we've been circulating. Oh, add that one on. So this is currently a client's, I think around 75, 80 centimeter. It's in that realm, Nogami Kohaku. And when I took this picture, there is no better example. This is just shot on the phone, completely color accurate. Probably looks better in the flesh. There is no better example of what the Nogami beni does and is, and the shiroji, because they really, really get a special shiroji to them as well. It's top tier. There's a load of it out there that is exceptional. Obviously, all your Dainichis, Sakai's, Maridos, but they all have variations. This insane, exactly like melted wax coloration is just levels. This is the exact, if you asked me or want to show you an example of when you hear about Kagura, which is the bloodline, it's not direct now, it's way back in the early creation. What Kagura is, that is it. It's around the face shape is one, and then the beni and shiroji, and they're bonkers. So it was conceived, certainly started being produced at Dainichi, and then its actual origins differ. It's a little bit muddled, all the information that I've got on it, so I'm not going to pass it on because I don't think it's very clear. And then basically now, realistically, it's Nogami and Mariyama, two of the Dainichi Obikai, that this is basically the origins of their bloodlines today. But even between Mariyama and Nogami, I think this and Nogami in general takes it to an absolute another level altogether. And it's not just that, you know, there's loads of fish, but they so consistently grow. His main display pond's just absolutely savage. And they just so consistently grow 85, 90. He's got a fair few in there as well, close to the meter mark. And they're very elegant with the body. So I think I mentioned it. They're not just, I'm trying to look for another video now. They're not super heavy on the shoulders. You get the odd few, but it's not the typical for them. And the length, it's one of them where the volume slowly comes more and more. And a bloodline as a whole, which typically you don't start. It's the funny thing with this. You have these conversations in Japan and the madness. You go, yeah, you know, by the time it hits 90, it'll start coming alive. But honestly, when it's a thing that with these bloodlines that are capable of doing it, the change in their appearance and qualities when they hit that size is just remarkable. Let's see if I did. I think I did get a video of that pond. Let's have a look. Maybe not. We'll save that one for another day. And then the one to share with you here is this. So this is a prime example, I mean, with the body. This is a client's Tancho at Nogami that I got at Nisai. It grew through. When I walked in, he went, "Oh, Ricky, very good result." In Japanese, of course. And a 70 cm at Sansai. So at 2.5 years old at harvest, 70 centimeters. But the bit I like to take from that is obviously the skin quality is what it is. But just that little bit there, look, the face shape. Look at that face shape, how broad that mouth is that sits on it. Crazy fish. That there is a Tancho that, providing all goes well with it staying alive and not being eaten by a bear or something like that, it's a 90 centimeter Tancho. And as you zoom in, look, you can see the fuka in the early signs of it sat in there as well. When you see them qualities and you know the genetics are sat there, it's remarkable stuff. It really is. So the whole thing we're getting Tosai there is, as I said in the stream earlier, it's very, very tough because he doesn't make enough fish. And you basically got to get yourself in the queue to some degree if you want to get any kind of quantity. If you ever fall out of it, and I've been out of it it was years back, and just in sort of changing things up as I do, one year You don't have them, and then bosh. And been trying and trying and trying. We've had the odd little bit every now and again, but never enough to do anything serious with the growing. And so, because I were there in the summer, I thought, you know what? I pushed and pushed and pushed as Chikra. I want Tosai in September when you harvest. It came to that time. Chikra, are you ready? Oh, sorry, they're all gone. I thought, oh, this is typical as well, honestly. I says, right, remember you promised me. So on that trip in December, I badgered and badgered and badgered. And yeah, it come good, did it? So there was a pond, and I weren't expecting. I was thinking I'd go and handpick some because I didn't think he'd have enough. I walked in, there's that whole pond there. If you saw the video, and that fucking blew my head out because I knew I was struggling with pond space and bits and bobs already. And I had them on hold for a week before I finally managed to figure out I could make it work, because it was a sizable deal, both financially and physically, with fish, with space. But got it, and I've kept it quiet ever since. So managed to get them sorted today. They've been here quite a long time. They're really, really well settled. And yeah, so we've decided, and I've got my head around the logistics. There's going to be 2 Growouts, and the Tancho release is going to be one of our lucky draw selections, just because there's only 20, and I want people to be able to get a fair stab and to keep the price down and consistent. We're going to do it that way. So some point in April, early April, we'll get that selection done. They'll all be photographed. We'll use our online system, and you'll be able to get yourself one of those. If you wish, you can get the ticket today to get in on that. Now, there is 20, and I am only selling 20. It's not a double up on these. I just haven't got enough. But the video, so that's the 20 that I picked earlier. They are coming in at 20 to 25 cm at the moment, and they are going to be priced as soon as I launch them at the end of this video on the Koi Online website, £195 each. I challenge you to go and find a better Tancho from a better breeder for that brass. Crazy stuff. And they're not, I'm not here, you know, comparing them to that one I've shown you. I think I said earlier in the live stream, you know, we've got to be, you know, everything's relative with Tancho. That fish you looked at there as Nisai was thousands and thousands of pounds. So I think for 195 quid here, and there's going to be a twist to this one as well at the end. For 195 quid, I could say you've got a Tancho there that's got the quality in it, and they're going to grow. They really are going to grow. So once the selection on those has been done, they'll be available to ship straight to your pond. You can enjoy growing them summer. Craig says he thought he was going to say 395 minimum, cracking by that. I agree, Craig. But this is obviously the way I get deals structured and done, and through using our system and everything like that, and the amount of these we generally sell when we do a drop. Why not, eh? Why not? So they're banging. So they're going to be 195 quid. No growing with those. You're buying your ticket today. Selection will be by lucky draw after using that cracking online system that we've now got, getting that put to use again. And as soon as that's done, they'll be sent to you. So Ricky, on the previous fish, would you still describe the scales behind the head as fukurin? Yes, if you're on about the Kohaku, I'll bring it back up. Let's bring it back up now. That right there behind the head is the most divine fukurin you're going to see. I mean, it's like every scale's been pushed down. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolute quality. So yes, that's the Tanchos. They're coming up. Say only 20, and we're selling 20. So it will mean on that one, if you do come up in the last 2, 3, your choice is going to be limited. But as you can see, and you saw in the videos, I've already been through them, made it all as consistent as possible. And as has already been pointed out, the value is rather good. So we've got those. And then we move on to the Kohaku. So I'm going to start at the top with that one. So during the live stream, you'll have seen I had a lot of size difficulty to work through. And to make this accessible, which I can do, we've had to vary the growing programs that are going to come with the fish. Because if we go with, so what we're going to be calling Growout A here, these have got a 6 month, pretty much 6 month growing period, I think. So they're going to be growing to the end of September. They're growing through to Nisai pretty much, which puts a massive different slant on them, because at 20 to 25 cm now, in fact, let's get the first bowl on. These are the exact fish that have been picked out at 20 to 25 cm now. Nothing in my mind tells me we're going to be in the 45 to 50 centimeter range, I should imagine. Packing the volume. The quality of them is just, so this is 1/2. So with this event, we'll be back to our usual, basically, there's 50 fish selected. They are my 50 that I would normally be growing through to Nisai. I'm only selling 25. So there's 25 lots available. We'll enter the whole 50 in. So you basically got, well, there's 50 to choose from and 25. So you've got that buffer in there to make sure there's a good people. I've just had a zoom in look. The softness and quality in this beni is just remarkable. And this is what it looks like at this younger age. This is exactly what I expect to see. They're not particularly had any heavy colour food or anything at the moment. So size on them, as I say, was 20 to 25 cm structure. Sorry, 20 to 27. But I'm chatting absolute shit. They were 22 to 27. That's bowl one. I mean, look at the pattern level as well. You can see they're usually my, and this is bowl 2, usually my stock for growing through to Nisai. Obviously, what that does is there's 25 to go out, and it still gives me whatever's left as my allocation to grow through to Nisai, because we have to make sure we have that stock. And this will be the online format. So again, it'll be sometime in April, and all be individually photographed, microchipped. The selection will be done through our online system. So you'll get all that time beforehand to do your selections, make your choices, and we'll get it run and done from there. But yeah, again, look at the skin. Like that one there, you can just see, I mean, it's already, the colour's up a bit stronger on the way to where it's going to be. It's crazy. And that absolute unit, look. But then you've got that luster. You can already see that shine in them at this point. So this Growout A, these again on the site, these are going to be 595 each. That includes the growing through to the end of September. Absolutely beautiful. And there's 25 spots to go at with those. And 50 fish to chew. Oh, just look at them. I can't wait to get growing these. I really can't. So that's bowl A again. And bowl B. Fucking mega. Absolutely mega. And basically, like I said, I don't think I need to point out anymore, but you are buying a Nisai here, and try buying Nogami Nisai. It just don't happen. Even the male stuff there is expensive, and there's an absolute fight for them every autumn. Female stuff, don't even ask about it. Big money, because just the quality level's so high. So that's that one. 595, 25 available, growing to end of September. I anticipate they will be in the 45 to 50 cm region by the time I'm done, because they'll be growing with the rest of them, which will be my stock through to Nisai for the autumn. So that's 2 down. That's on the website, or will be on the website as Growout A. And then we get Growout B. So this is, the size is the difference here. The quality level is, there is nothing to split them. The size is different, and the growing period is going to be different, which is what's made it more accessible. So these ones are going to be £295, and there'll be a 3-month growing period with them. There'll likely be space for the top pieces to potentially go through, and you can pay for an additional option after that, but we get to that after. So we're £295 on those. Same thing, there's 50 fish, 25 will be available because, again, I've got to keep some back for myself, but all 50 will go in. You lot get your pick, and I get to keep what's left. Again, just a few highlights to bring them up and really demonstrate the skin and the pattern level. But like I say, there's nothing to split them quality. It's just the size difference and then the different growing package that comes with them. They are so good. It's been a hell of a day getting through this lot. It really has. So that's the first bowl. That's 25 of them. And then that's your second bowl. That's the other 25. How good are these looking, honestly? Didn't know where to put my eyes. Unbelievable stuff. So over the 3-month period they're here for, I would safely say I would expect around a minimum of 8 to 10 centimeters of growth, and of course an increase in volume. I will be starting to introduce color food to them as well, so that's going to be slowly starting to tone that color up. Not that these need any help, honestly. They all, when you're intensively growing them, you always need it. I don't want to contradict that. But the beni that you see on that, although sorry, I was even distracted by that then, they just look fucking brilliant. This is real quality beni in a young fish. Yeah, they the color potential of becoming something more like that. Not all of them, of course, but that is the color potential genetically. Color food doesn't turn something that could genetically be a mid-tone to an orange and turn it into that. That's not how it works. You need the potential there, and that is there to achieve that. So like I say, they're $295 on that one with the 3-month growing period. And now the little twist plot at the end. Doug's been waiting for this one. So there's 3 lots going to be sat on the website very shortly when I put them live. If you decide you want to have more than one, so any variation, 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever, so long as there's 2 fish added to your basket, it will automatically give you 10% off as well. I didn't want to pin anything into particular batches. We've just done it that way. So there's a nice little kick and a twist in it for that. But yeah, awesome one. It's going to make for some great content along the way as we document them. But this is going to be good. This is going to be exciting. So has anybody who's been watching got any questions? I will leave space open for a couple of minutes. I know there's a bit of lag for them to come through, and we'll see. Or anything about the bloodline expectations around the growing, feel free to ask away, because other than that, I'll be getting locked up soon and get me sent home after my day off in week. Yeah, I say that. Not likely, is it? Brilliant. But yeah, like I say, Nogami Koi Farm, serious stuff, and there will be no disappointment. Every fish, as we always do, is going to be backed with our quality guarantee. So what that means is, if for anything, for any reason, the fish dies or has beni failure while it's in my care, we will provide a full credit. We don't tie it into a replacement fish because that process is a nightmare. But we just full credit back to your account to use on what you think. Oh, Johnny, I think it'd be more regular. It's not that I've not been back with him, mate. I'm obviously back in the fold, but who knows? That's the question. Availability differs from year to year. It's a tricky one. So we'll see. I never count, because the koi world is just not predictable like that. It really isn't. You can find that one year all of a sudden it's all going to plan, and then before you know it, and it's been happened, they've had a landslide, or a pond of fry has been wiped out, or this, that, and the other, and then you just can't get the stuff again. And the deal this is, Nogami fish are typically a lot dearer. There was a pond next to it that he had, which I could have handpicked from, but they'd have been substantially more expensive. We've been getting closer as a grow out to more like £1,000, which then just makes it, it's nowhere near as accessible, and I'm not a massive fan of that. So there we go. Right, ladies and gents. Let's have a look. What's that? Pierre, just looking on these, how would you expect these to compare with the Dainichi Toyota? I would, just to let you know as well now, ladies and gents, while I've been doing that, I have put them live on the website as well. Koi Online, I'll pin them in, I'll put them in the group after. That's going to get you all got in it. I'll see numbers drop off live stream in a minute. So, yes, they're live now for you to get one if you're wanting to, either of the batches. Pierre, how would these compare to the Toyota? They are, so the Toyota Kohaku, especially from that Nanako line, grow with a more powerful, stronger body, and they do get an intense beni. More, the Nogami, as I've explained, do tend to go more of a super intense level. There's a little bit more capacity in there for that. Obviously, a lot of these, there's a lot of similarities in the sort of closeness of maybe the appearance of the beni, but you've got a body differential, and then that extra probably 5-10% of richness in the color later on. Size wise, they can both go the distance. This is the nice thing about Kohaku. You can't just say, oh, I've got a Kohaku. That's not how it works. This really is, there's so many differentials, and this is why I've done so much to try and educate you about bloodlines and all these little bits of variations, because it makes a huge difference. We visited our local retailer recently. They had a couple of Tancho in the main pond where the spots are basically disintegrated. Don't know the breeder, but how common is that? It can be. In older ones, it's trickier. It's hard to predict the beni quality, but as I've gone through them, this is why I like to make sure they're from good Kohaku stock, because that's what you're relying on in order to really get the quality of the pigment and reliability out of the fish. Some of the weaker bloodlines, they just don't deliver in the same way. So hence why I'm very selective of where I typically get them from. That's it then, ladies and gents. I'll leave you with that one. I'll get this posted and pinged out into the WhatsApp group after. Hopefully everything has all been clear. You've got a chance now. We'll start pushing this through various different marketing channels we've got, as well as something out on the main YouTube channel as well. So you've got your chance in your window now before that kicks off. And thank you for everyone who's tuned in this evening. I'll get me sent, go and make sure everything's all right and get me sent home. And then we'll be on with the usual run of stuff over this week. Thanks, ladies and gents. Catch you again soon.